And this came about yesterday, came out to light by the Associated Press, and in the collective bargaining agreement recently accepted, Major League Baseball, this is with the Players Association, banning offensive rookie hazing. No more dressing as the rookies as women or female characters. And here it is specifically, policy prohibits requiring, coercing, or encouraging players from dressing up as women or wearing costumes that may be offensive to individuals based on their race, sex, nationality, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, or other characteristic. So we've actually brought this up on the show before, where it didn't seem to get a lot of traction because it just seems to have been accepted until you think it through. Now, Carlos Pena, you've been through this. You've lived through this as the rookie, as the veteran. What was it like when you were first breaking into Major League Baseball?
Well, you know, when I was first breaking in, it was just absolutely hideous. I mean, it was difficult to go through all that type of hazing because, yes, at one point it does get offensive, and it just you start thinking, wait, am I compromising my values? Am I compromising what I believe in just to entertain the veterans? And it's very difficult. There's a fine line between, okay, I'm a rookie, I should know my place, and I may have some responsibilities. You know, maybe I have to bring the snack bag, you know, into the bullpen or whatever. That's okay. But when it gets into offensive type of stuff, that's when we need to. I mean, it's kind of funny that we actually even put it in writing. I mean, it's a necessity. We need to put it in writing. It should be common sense, but we definitely stepped over the line for years and years, you know. And I know that it's tradition, but come on, guys. I mean, it was getting out of hand.
All right, what was out of hand then? Did some guys start to say that? Did anybody ever say, "I'm not doing this"? And what would happen to those guys?
Yeah, you know, if there was a rookie that pretty much said, "No, I'm not doing what you're asking me to do," then eventually what would end up happening? The veterans would actually go against them and would do it out of just being upset. The guy would not cooperate. But I mean, you're talking about someone doing something that they're not comfortable with. So there is a fine line between, okay, checking, make sure that you're a rookie, you know your place, and offending them and really just totally humiliating somebody. I mean, we're human beings and we're men here. So there needs to be a level of respect. I think as a veteran, when I had that opportunity to welcome the rookies in, it was more about, you know, can we all have fun? I'm not going to have fun at the expense of someone else.
Right.
Let's all enjoy it. Let's all do a little team bonding. But I don't see how it is team bonding if, you know, half the guys doing it absolutely hate it.
Right, and you've told me before, if you didn't, guys who didn't do it, they would find their clothes would be shredded, in a bag, packed up in a bag, thrown out. So you'd be coerced. It wouldn't be just encouraged, hey, this is fun, you should do it. It's like, we're going to take your clothes from you if you don't do this.
And then you believe as a rookie, when that's happening, it's like, well, if I do not conform to this, then I may be jeopardizing my dream, right? I'm here in the Major Leagues. I want to be a Major League Baseball player. I want to fit in. So I'm going to have to, you know, where do you compromise? I'm like, wait a second, I can't go that far. I mean, come on, guys, you know. No, you have to do it. You need to be in the big leagues. You have to do this. And you start, like, getting in a position where you have to decide. I mean, you should never get to that point. And I think this is actually a very good move of Major League Baseball and the Player Association.
And I think the part that even we were sort of four guys sitting here, even to look and see what the effect is on women, because that's what it is. We're going to dress you as a woman. I know Julie DeCaro wrote a piece when she saw that a team had to dress up as the Rockford Peaches. A real baseball team from the 1940s, a league of their own, was based on these actual players. And to see that, yeah, we're making you dress as women, isn't that just the worst thing that could possibly happen to you? It's just to demean the entire gender, to say this is subhuman, this is beneath us as men. That's another component that maybe we as men don't ordinarily think of.
And especially since this CBA carried on something that's been going on the last few years in MLB, it's taken it even further, which is toughening the domestic abuse rules in the sport. And so, like, you know, like, you can't on one hand say we're going to do stuff that lessens the status of women or demeans women while we're also having to protect them. In other words, if we're subhumanizing them, we're making them easier to abuse in some way, either verbally or otherwise. So it's hard to toughen those rules and then say it's okay to dress somebody, you know, in a dress or pigtails. You know, I've seen this for 30 years. I'm in the clubhouse at the end of the year, last road trip, people getting dressed in all different forms. I always think it's silly. And, you know, to Carlos's point, I think I'd like to think we've become a more enlightened society in the sense that, like, rookies know their place. Yeah, you know, in general, rookies know their place. There's a lot of 10-year veterans who don't know their place, who talk nonsense all the time. It's like the rookie who doesn't know his place is never going to know his place, and it's going to be up to the mature veterans like Carlos to put him into their place. just like the 5-year or 8-year veteran who is always saying nonsense and always causing distractions in the clubhouse. We have to get beyond this. Like, I do think more enlightened organizations, I've seen, like, the first-year guys in spring training have to stand up and, like, do almost like a book report on somebody in the, a veteran. Show respect for people who have figured out how to stay in the major leagues for 8-10 years. Say something you like about that guy or something you've learned about Carlos Pena while you've been in the clubhouse.
Right.
And I think that's a way to bond and show respect for the veteran player without demeaning anybody else.
Correct, and without making it a power trip. Otherwise, it's a power play on guys without power.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Well,
Dan?
absolutely. I mean, I think that this is an opportunity for the good organizations to figure out different ways to build team chemistry. We've always talked about what is team chemistry, what does it mean, how do we build it, what's going on with team chemistry. And I think this gives them an excuse to say, okay, here, we're going to try these 3-4 things and see if we can't build it and do the bonding and move away from all this other stuff.
I wish that was the reason why hazing was done, is to think about we're trying to bond as a ball club. And if you ask yourself, why do we do this? Well, there is really no answer. The reason why we do it is because it's been done for years. And just because something has been done over a long period of time doesn't mean it's right.